All right, so I'm getting to y'all real quick to give y'all some information on what came across my mind today. And this is, this might be a touchy subject for some people because of how much some people really revere the book, right? And I'm talking about the Holy Bible, right? And there's a lot of religions that is tied to the Bible, right? So, listen, there's a lot of things. First of all, let me just say that there's a lot of things that's been happening in my life since I've been speaking out against a lot of wicked things I've been seeing out here. A lot of perversions, sexual deviances. Now, I'm so real and I'm so blunt. You understand me that it really put me at odds and variance against this world. And I know it can be seemingly dangerous, but I don't think it's any more dangerous than the continual degeneration that I'm seeing within humanity, especially amongst our primary families. And by me saying that, me being of African descent, yes, absolutely. Because once Africa is out of balance, once, and Africa is not where it ought to be collectively throughout the diaspora, it's going to continue to be what is going to be upon the earth. And this also, without those knowing, this also goes into a little bit of what takes place within the so-called ideology of white supremacy. Because white supremacy in itself is quite cancerous to humanity in measure. Now, see, this thing is very complex, so it has to be broken down, and one has to be very thorough and factual when speaking these kind of things. And this is why I kind of hold my tongue, because although I may know it or it may come to me, I still question some things like how qualified am I to speak upon some things? Because it's not just to run my mouth. It's not just to, hey, everybody see me on the streets, they know who I am. I'm not clout chasing, and I said that before countless times. But it seems as if due to the social construct and social engineering that has been like working on us so hard and long, especially throughout the Americas, in fact everywhere. Let's keep it real. Throughout the centuries of colonialism and after colonialism, right? So that's why things are so convoluted and complexing. The Bible do have truth in it. It does have truth. But let me tell you why it has truth. Because no one can ever tell a lie without first knowing the truth thereof. Does that make sense? You can't tell a lie on a lie. You gotta know the truth of what is in order to tell a lie and be deceiving. So now here where it's gonna get a little bit problematic. In the book of Genesis, right? Let me make sure I put this out in chapter 2, where it says that God created the seventh day that God had made. There's an error right there. That in itself is an error. And this is why I feel like public enemy number one in the state, because I contend the Bible and I question it. But I'm not fearful. I don't know what it is, but I see these games out here and I can hear the ethers speak to me. I pick up on the voices that try to make me seem too cautious or wary around certain people and their energies. If anything, more than anything, I get annoyed. I don't fear nobody. But it ain't about the drama. It's not about busting somebody's head open. Because let's keep it real. in regards of anything upon this earth that can be very prowess, superior, is of course that of the African race, undoubtedly. And in saying that, that's how I know we got a whole lot of work to do to get ourselves back up. But before we do that, or as we do that, we have to question what's taking place in our lives due to what happened to the indoctrination that we received through the Holy Bible and so-called Christianity that has been perverted. Let me continue with Genesis 2, where it says that God has made the seventh day and rested. To first of all, the book of Genesis talk about creation. So if I'm going to be thorough on what I say, the book has to be very thorough too. So you just cannot say that God made the seventh day and rested. No, that's an error. Because being that that book represents the beginning of time, everything came into creation. Everything. And after what comes into creation is then made by what the Creator created, which is us, man and woman. Do you follow? So that's an error right there. Oh, what's up for debate? And I will peacefully, I said it before, and I say it again, Lord have mercy. I would debate anybody. If I'm hurting the feelings of somebody who's in that, when I speak what I speak, listen, my intent is not to get everyone on a violent tip. But if I gotta shake things up and agitate a little bit so we can get on one accord and really receive this irrefutable truth, then let's go ahead and do that. Because I don't think people understand the detriments of what's really happening. Now, some people could be living a good life. But at what cost? And at what price? Do you know your tribe? Are you with your tribe? Are we home? How does your tribal home look as compared to the blood, sweat, and tears that has been put here in America by your ancestors? Because you represent that bloodline. And what is it that we are receiving? By what have been put out and continue to be put out up to this day, where we don't even have a black centralized African market, where we got fruits and vegetables and all kinds of things coming from Africa to feed us, to clothe us. How about that? Most of the resources that's being exported out of Africa is being remanufactured and resold. So what's up? We talk about gross domestic product, GDP of America. You don't think that of our tribe and who we are? We should go speak to our counselor and see what's going on with the GDP in the land of which our bloodline represents. And let's make a connection. Let me continue to go on with this book, the book of Genesis, right? So that's an error right there. I'm supposed to say that God created the seventh day and everything in it thereof. But seeing, okay, they want to say that God made the seventh day and rested. And then he hallowed it. He blessed it, sanctified it. Now that can make some sense. But for what has been taking place throughout the world with the so-called Sabbath day, some things have to be put into question. It has to beg the question of what is really going on out here in America. What are we scared to ask? Are we scared to confront some people, some things? So, my question is, you blessed and sanctified the seventh day. Okay, wait a minute. Let's think, y'all, critically. So does that go to say that every other day is not blessed and hollow when life is precious? Is that a reasonable question? I think it is. So he rested on the seventh day. And mind you, we got to pick up on key words. He, which was what? Represents who? Man. And like I said in previous videos, anything that you want to get the answer to in regards of, uh, humanity, anything that could seem philanthropic or religious, go back to the Ancient of Days. So to say he, and we're talking about creation here, is talking about the original man of African descent. So that right there goes to show you that that book has not. I mean, that book is not. Matter of fact, the book is a universal book. I'm not just trying to make it out like the Bible is all lies. No. The book is a universal book, and we all have a duty to question it. Now, if I seem very upset, it's because, yeah, the spirit is stirring up in me because I don't like what's going on out here. I see the game that's being played when I go wherever I traverse. Now, if it seems like I'm hurting a religion or I'm coming up against it, well, that's what it seems to be. That's on you, not me. I'm just speaking what I feel, what has been given to me. And if anybody want to come up onto me, let's deal. And when I say anyone, I'm talking about brothers. Men deal with men. Brothers deal with brothers. And that's another thing. That's another topic right there, too. I don't like the way I be seeing ladies talking to our men out here, especially on the interracial tip. If you're gonna have yourself a woman as outside your nation, let's know law, brothers and sisters, because I'm getting tired of this all this effeminate shit that I'm seeing. And y'all out there must think that I'm feeling the way because I ain't got no woman, and when I look upon women out here and I see their voluptuous body, that I get all crazy because I see ass and titties. You got the wrong idea. Trust me, your ass do. For a lot of people out there that got a whole lot of motherfucking mouth, don't even come up to me and talk. They don't even know how to start a conversation, but want to talk behind my back or try to scandal and talk this and that. The ether speak to me, man. I could feel it. I pick that shit up every day. I catch wind. Now I'm upset on that behalf. Now don't think that just because I'm feeling this way or I do this that I won't reason. I know how to reason. I'm rational. Now it may take some time for certain things to come through me, but I know who I am. And people think, yo, man, I swear, yo, I'm getting tired of this goddamn place, man. Shorty, a girl, cause I see how I see how it comes out of me, like the hood comes out of me, man. And it's like that's what people love to see. Anyway, I was at the air train the other day, and sister talking about, oh, that's why you don't get no box. First of all, for you talking like that, you sound like a chicken. You sound like a quack quack. Like, come on, man. And then she wilded out, went in the corner, pulled her pants down, out in public, looked like she pissed in the cup. Now, I don't know what's going on through that sister's head, if there's something controlling her, if it is, whatever it is, by any means. It's the shit like that I can't stand. I'm not putting the sister down, I'm just speaking facts. Do you understand? Do you get me? It's shit like that I don't like. I question why. Why the sister gotta be like that? What made her do that? Where's her sanity? Yo, look, man.
Move the car. Get your foot from back there. You cannot stay here. Move the car. You're in a lane of traffic. You're in a lane of traffic. Move the car.
And every time I do a video, it's always something. If I try to break bread with somebody, they getting phone calls. Every time we getting something, always try to come and interrupt. That's how I know. Listen, man, for what it's worth, listen, I don't know what it's gonna take, man. I don't know what it's gonna take for. It's like people don't believe me, man. They worried about me having to smoke or drink, for instance. All of a sudden, when I came downstairs out of the air train and I posted up to charge my phone, I received a deposit. In my mind, I'm like, yo, all right, I'm about to go to the store. The so-called Sabbath's supposed to start on a Friday evening, right? Going into Saturday evening at 6. So I'm thinking to my head, let me go get that. All of a sudden now the air train don't work. That's not the first time it happened. I just don't speak what I speak all the time. I be trying to say, yo, and it's funny, because as much as I pray for people to engage me out there, I don't get no fucking engagements, man. Because people just want without speaking to a brother. Pull up, man. Anyway, let me continue. All of a sudden now, the air train out of work. Matter of fact, before I even got to the air train, right, the bus took a detour. This is when I was on my way here. It took an ill detour. Got some people mad. We get over here. The queue that was on its way out had a whole bunch of people lined up, and all of a sudden the bus operator just started speaking to them, telling them, "Oh, how we gotta take a detour out here and there and there." Now they look like they are doing construction, but now all of a sudden I see how this is mapped out. Listen, my Jewish brothers and sisters, particularly the Jewish men, because they the one who keep their house in order, as all men should. Y'all very skillful and crafty with time. I give it up to y'all. Y'all do a great job. And within that circumference, or within that square, how y'all rule time is very masterful. Very masterful. Quite commendable. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But if it's being worked on, in which we continue to see the degeneration of humanity, with the proliferation of LGBT and all this, some things have to be in question, and this is what I'm talking about. They want to take it offensively, that's on them. I speak what I speak that works through me. Anyway, and so now it's going into the Sabbath day, right? Now that I'm about to go out, wanted to go out to get to the store, is a problem. Now I gotta wait for a long bus that take me to the air train to go get the bus again. La da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, look at that. I come out the bathroom, certain times I could pick up on a whole bunch of cues that's going on throughout the day, where it's like this construct is trying to have me pick up one of my European sisters, a Jewish sister, Asian sister, or whatnot. Now it may not be them working it that particular way, but damn it, somebody and something is. I know that for sure. So it ain't going down like that. It ain't going down like that either. Trust me. Anyway, look, man. I don't know what it's gonna take. I'm gonna continue to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? In the day that I get up with some brothers, I guess I gotta push for that. You know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It is what it is, right? But this Sabbath day thing that we got going on here and whatnot, yeah, I see what now there's more that I can go on and be more intelligent. But I know one thing, I like to keep it simple, I like to be candid and quite frank. So I tell you what, learn how to speak. In fact, know how to pick out key words when you're reading these books. All books. When you're listening to people speak. We need to learn to pick out those key words. We got work to do while we're here, brothers and sisters. Trust me. Because like I said before, if that book was really real, and for all the black people, primarily, all the African people primarily, that have been reading that book and revered it and stood by it, we should have been doing better collectively. By now, I'm sorry for what we embody, ancestors and all, forefathers and all that. Our capacity of spiritual powers, we should have been better in 2023, y'all. And another thing, before I close, real quick, it's a goddamn shame what's being done with that book and in these churches. How some people act a goddamn fool, running up and down and all of that. That is mockery to the Creator within itself, if that's the case. And people been doing that for years on now. Sucking the blood out of communities by getting money for their churches. For what? Still don't have an African centralized market with fruits, vegetables, herbs, clothing, this, that, and the third. And we think it's a motherfucking game. We gonna continue to get fucked until we do what we gotta do. How long, y'all? What's up? Get with me. Peace and love.